Welcome to my first YouTube video. So my channel will be going over major math topics. For example, we are going to be doing high school geometry. So the goal of my channel is to either number one, educate people that are new to the topic I am teaching, or to better increase someone's knowledge of said topic. So let's begin. So we will be using Khan Academy and this course of study. So let's begin. I know and can use the definition for geometric figures, including angles, perpendicular lines, parallel lines, and line segments. So we are going to be doing 7 problems, I believe. Okay, so definition of a line segment. So I will, why don't you guys pause the video and then solve the problem yourself. Okay, now that you guys have solved the problem, I will be going over the answer. So a line segment is a line connecting two endpoints. Okay, yes. That is the definition of a line segment, would be a line connecting two endpoints. A line segment is when 3 points are all on the same line. That would be collinear. A line segment is part of a line, but not the whole thing. That array would also fit the definition. Okay, definition of parallel lines. Pause the video and solve it yourself. Okay, let's look at it. 2 lines are parallel if they are distinct and cannot be translated on top of the other. Yes, that is correct. Way's definition: 2 lines are parallel if they are close together but do not intersect. It would be this. The teacher's comment would be this because part of the definition is incorrect, but the other is not. Parallel lines don't have to be close together. 2 lines are parallel as long as they are perpendicular. That is incorrect, because if you had, let's say you had a line like this, they're not perpendicular, but they're also not parallel because they intersect. Okay, now pause the video and solve this problem. Okay, an angle is 2 rays such as VA and VB that share a common endpoint, which is B. That would be correct. That would be correct. The angle is the amount of space between 2 rays. For example, AVB is the amount of turn between VAB. That would be the measure of an angle. The intersection of 2 lines such as AC and BD. AC and BD, no, because they do not share a common vertex. So this whole thing is not an angle. Whoops. Wait. This whole thing is not an angle. But this part is. Oops. This part is. Next. Definition of perpendicular lines. L and M are perpendicular if they never meet. That is the definition of a parallel line. Lines L and M are perpendicular if they meet at one point and one of their angles intersect at a 90-degree angle. That is right, because let's say you had 2 lines. Wait, 2 lines, and they intersect, and it says at least one of their angles is 90. If one of their angles was 90, the other would have to be 90, because these two would be supplementary. So 180 minus 90 would equal 90. So all these would be 90, and so they would be perpendicular. Two lines are perpendicular if they meet at a single point, such that the two lines make a T. That lacks mathematical precision, so no. Definition of a circle: a three-dimensional shape whose border consists of points equidistant from a fixed point, the center. I think they were thinking about a sphere, because a sphere is a 3D shape, but a circle is not. The set of all points in a 2D plane such that for every point there is an exact another point that is a diameter away. This is not necessarily true, because this would also because, for example, the definition would also allow this shape to be a circle, but it is not closed. A set of points in a plane that are the radius away from a given point center. Yes, that is the definition of a circle. Okay, so definition of a line segment: IB's definition: all of the points in line with P and Q extending infinite in both directions. The person was thinking of a line instead of a line segment, because a line continues forever in both directions. The exact distance from P to Q, that would be there's more to a segment than just how long it is. That wouldn't define a line segment. The points P and Q, which are called endpoints, and all other points in a straight line between P and Q. Yes, kudos. You are correct. Select the most precise and correct definition of parallel lines from among those that are given. Two distinct lines are parallel if they can be rotated to sit on top of the other. Two distinct lines are parallel if they meet in the same direction, or if they point in the same direction. Two distinct lines are parallel if they are in the same plane and never intersect. Yes. Okay. Two lines are parallel if they are in the same plane and never intersect. That is the definition of parallel lines. Okay. 100%. Okay, now let's go back to this. I can find the distance between 2 points. So let me open up a whiteboard. This might take a while. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure to leave a comment telling me whether or not you enjoyed my video, and if I could make any changes that would better my video. Okay, so I can find the distance between two given points. So let's say I had point 2 and 4, and let's say 7 and actually no, let's do 5 and 8. So using the formula, we can say that 5 minus 2 squared plus 8 minus 4 squared. And then once you take the square root, we would get the distance. So this is 3. 3 squared is 9. 8 minus 4 is 4. And then that squared is 16. And this added is 25. And the square root of 25 equals 5. So the distance between these 2 points is 5. Okay. Now let's do one more problem. Let's say we had 1 and 1, and let's say 5 and actually, how about 13 and 6? So 13 minus 1 squared plus 6 minus 1 squared. Then you take the square root. 13 minus 1 is 12. That squared is 144. And you add that to 6 minus 1 squared, which is 25. And then when you add this, you get 169. And the square root of this is 13. And so the distance between these two is 13. Okay. I can explain and justify slope for parallel and perpendicular lines and use it to write equations. So with the parallel lines, they have the same slope. With perpendicular lines, the sign switches, and so does the numerator and denominator. So let's say, for example, waiting for this to load. Okay, let's say we had y is equal to 1 over 4x. Whoops, let's write it over here. Y is equal to 1 over 4x plus 5. So 1/4, if for a line that is parallel, the slope would be 1/4. Let's say we have one to the line that was, a line that was parallel to this. It would be the opposite sign, and then the numerator and denominator flipped, and so this would be it. So let's say we wanted a line that was parallel to this, but also went through 0, 6. So this is how we would do it. Okay, so parallel, they would have the same slope, and then we would substitute in the 0 and for the x. And then so we would have 0 plus b. The slope-intercept would have to equal 6. That's the y. And then we get b is equal to 6. And so the equation is y equals 1 over 4x plus 6. Okay. We will be doing this topic next class, and we will start Unit 1. Thank you for watching my video, and goodbye.